Hey, we're in Watermark today. We're just installing some landscape lights and just want to walk you through a little bit how you can go and install your own landscape lighting and some of the steps involved with that. So, the first thing we've done is we've just kind of determined what lights we're going to use and where. A good way to do that is really just test some things out. So, two ways you can do that is one, if you just go take a flashlight at night and try lighting up some stuff and see what looks good. That's a great way to do it. Another thing that I'd recommend, a little trick that we use sometimes, is actually just using a 9-volt battery and the actual lighting fixture that you're gonna use. If you've bought a good one, you should be able to run this off a 9-volt battery just by attaching the two wires to the terminals on the battery, and then you can actually go around and you can light up some stuff and see what looks best. So good trick. That'd probably be the first step, so you can kind of see what's going to look best on your property. Really cool trick, really easy, that we use all the time. Okay, so now that we've played around, we've kind of seen what's going to look good on this property. We've selected our fixtures, and now we're going to go and kind of place them where we want. So on this project, we're going to use 3 different types of lights. We're going to use a wash light that we're going to use to highlight the front entrance and the peak of this house. We're going to use a very common bullet light or uplight or spotlight, whatever you want to call it, and we're going to highlight some evergreen trees. We're going to take it kind of to the next level. We're going to add an extra degree here, and we're actually going to put a green filter on this lens, so it's going to make the evergreen tree just stand out that much more and look that much greener. And then the third one we're going to use, where usually you see a tree like this kind of behind me, where they would just typically throw some uplights in the ground and light that up. We're actually going to use a hanging light in this tree that's going to light the tree from up above, as well as light a lot of the ground cover around it. So it's just a way to light a tree without having to put 2 or 3 lights on the bottom. We can do everything with just one light, so it's a good trick and a good tip to just help save some money as well. So that's what we're going to do on this project. Okay, so the next step is we've picked our lights. We know that where we're going to put them. Now we're actually going to go and just start placing them in the ground. We're not going to do anything permanent yet, because we want to make sure everything works before we get it buried. But I'm going to take my ground stake and we're going to get that nice and deep, and I just use a rubber mallet so that we can really get it down there and make sure it's nice and stable. And then go ahead and screw our light on. And then lastly, just kind of adjust our light so we can get it close to where we want it. And leave it at that, and then we're going to go make some final adjustments once we get everything wired and make sure this is exactly where we want to leave them. So once we've got all our fixtures placed, the next step is generally we're just going to go and run all our wires. So we're not going to bury anything again, but just take our wire, leave a loop at every lighting fixture, just so you can leave a little extra room. So in case we need to move that light, we've got a little bit of play to do that with. And then basically just above the ground, we're just going to lay all our wire out to each fixture and then all the way back to the transformer, just to make sure that we have enough wire. Again, leaving a loop at every single light so we have a little bit of give. And then from there, we're going to go and we're going to wire everything up and just make sure everything works. Yes, once we've got all our wire laid out, the next step is we just want to make sure we have power, so that we're going to go and actually get our transformer mounted and hooked up so that we can test all the lights. So what I generally recommend is not mounting these on the house. Just for the sake, it's just that much easier. If you just go buy a nice 4x4 cedar post, and we usually put a nice iron cap on it so it looks good, and then you can just go and mount it right on there. It's just a cleaner way to do it, and you always want to make sure, because this transformer is going to plug into your GFCI receptacle, so you always want to be close to it. So again, this is another reason why I like using a 4x4 post, because then I can kind of dictate how close I want to be to that outlet. And depending on the transformer that you're going to use, they're pretty much all going to have a common tap and another terminal. So you're going to have 2 terminals where your low voltage wire is basically going to just go right in there, screw those tight, and then from there you're going to have power. So that's all you really need for to know about transformers. Just make sure that whatever size transformer that you're using is big enough to handle all your lights. So we've got a 60-watt transformer here, which means if we're using LED bulbs and each one of them uses 5 watts of power, then roughly we're going to fit about 10 lights on that transformer. So again, just kind of quickly showing you how to hook up a transformer. So now we're just going to connect our wire. What we use here is we use a special kind of outdoor waterproof connector. They're gel filled, as well as they have a really good mechanical seal, and all that means is it's going to help keep the wire from pulling apart. So it really provides a long lifetime connection. So really easy to use. You got 3 ports on the bottom. One wire, your fixture wire goes in one. Your wire, one part of your wire goes out that way, and then from your other one goes in the other port, and these just snap tight. It creates that connection, and then you do the same thing for the other wires. So you got your wire coming in, your wire going out, and then your fixture wire. And then that just snaps tight. And that's how you wire your lighting fixture. So now that we've got all our fixtures wired, we're just gonna go around and make sure that everything's working. So I would just go and double check that all our lights are on and they're working the way they should be. And then as soon as we've checked all that and everything's good, we're gonna go and do the final step, which is bury the wire and make our final adjustments. Yeah, so the last step, we've got all our wire buried. Now we're just gonna go make our final adjustments and just make sure we've got our lights exactly the way we want them. And we're all done, and then we'll come back and we'll check everything at night and just make sure it all still looks good. And basically that's how you install a low voltage landscape lighting system. Hey guys, it's Cal with the Lighting Doctor. I hope you guys enjoyed all our do-it-yourself landscape lighting videos on YouTube and have taken advantage of our Try It Before You Buy It kit. Another thing that we offer to help make your landscape lighting project as easy and straightforward as possible is our free landscape lighting consultations, where you can actually send me directly pictures of your property at cal@lightingdoctor.ca, and I'm going to review those and give you a video presentation of the best kind of lights to use, the best positioning, and the best way to go about your project to make it as easy and simple as possible for you. So to get your free consultation video, just email me at cal@lightingdoctor.ca with a few pictures of your property, and I'll get back to you with your own video presentation. In the meantime, go and check out a bunch more of our videos on YouTube and our resource page at lightingdoctor.ca, and I look forward to all your guys' comments and questions. Thanks for watching.